Welcome. I am Crime Queen, and if you are joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. This is where we actualize self-love with the use of scriptural texts, references, or life experiences, and of course to see how we can better, or those things can better serve us, meshing the two together to see how they can help us be better versions and expressions of who we truly are. Wow. Okay. So I have been exploring the numbers, and of course you will find a different flavor of numerology on the Crime Queen channel because I make those references in a scriptural way. It's really seeing and understanding the characteristic of numbers, which is all what numerology does as well. But I'm doing this in a view where it pivots our attention to how the numbers have really played out in our lives and see, of course, how they can better serve us. So I have been looking at number 7, and we have done numbers 1 to 7. It's really like going over aspects of the template to numerology on Crime Queen's channel. So I do realize that they are not simple, and it seemed like it's like difficult to do simple numerology, because I think, okay, I'm just going to do something simple for people who are new, and so hopefully, you know, they can just get the gist of that A means 1 and B means 2 and 3, C means 3, and so on to number 9, and then it goes back. But there's loads of that on YouTube if you want to, and I think I have done a couple videos on that. But the general flair of the template to numerology on Crime Queen has more depth. Well, more depth, because I suppose I do get carried away with the subject matter of, well, just that way. Okay, so looking at 7, and that's what I mean. So I need to stop myself going on. So we have seen how number 7 has also played out in, it has played out, let's see, has it played out that way in the 8? I did the 8 petal flower. So when we do the numerical value for number 7 as in word form, which has Eve in the middle of it, Mother Eve. And of course the S is really saying she's making her presence felt, and it's SN here, which kind of look like sun. It's like sin or sun. You know, it's like giving us whatever. I get it. Let's look at this. So if we, and this is why they say we were made in sin as well. So Eve equals 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So if we have a numerical value of a letter that falls here, then we can see where sin comes into play. I'm just saying. So for instance, sin, but sin would be 9. So I mean, EVE in this sense would come to a word like with a 5 numerical value, and then we could have a 5 numerical value of, so the 5 letters are really like N and E and W. So what would make it make more sense here is N, and it would be like sen instead of sin. Okay, just saying. Right, but one of the things we've seen is that 7 is so magical in its sense that it also, when we do the numerical value, it equals 20. We have done that, so I'm not going to go over that again. And 2, we have also worked out it's the number for foundation, it is the number for rock, it is also the number for south, and it's also that which was given to Sarah. I love that story of Sarah and Abraham. In case you haven't explored it, but it's really a delicious story. So her name was Sarai, A-R-A-I, which would be, of course, we can see all that is Mother Eve. So it's 1, 1, 9, and of course 9 is birth, that which would birth Isaac, and then we have 1 again and 9 again. So these were really representations of that, of birthing the generations as the promise of God unto Abraham. Okay, so there we have 10 plus 10 is 20, and 1, 21. So we see with 21, which is of course W or 3 or M or E. And when I say that, I mean the 3 can be, depending on how you want to look at it, it can be M, E, 3, E, or W, and it becomes the 8-petal flower, which is what we are told is Saturn or Saturn, the 5-pointed star. Not the 5-pointed star, the 8-pointed star here. That would be the 8-pointed star right here. So this would be Saturn. We did do the numerical value for Saturn, and I think it's 21. Saturn. So that would be interesting. So it's 5, 9, 3, 2, 1, 1. Let's do this. So this is 5 plus 5, 10, 10 and 10, 20, and 1 is 21. So that comes in direct correlation. This is the links we need to be making. So basically Sarai was actually Saturn or Saturn in this numerical value. So this is where Saturn really is doing the naughty, if you like, or being stern, or it's the vibration, because number 3 is always seeking to link up, and of course it was seeking to link up, and we can see that it has 2 chambers. Of course, that reminds me, I think Christ was talking about 2 chambers as well. So we can see it has 2 chambers. It often reminds me of a cufflink, because that was my first realization of the impact or structure of number 3, and that people were being handcuffed. And of course, it's like, imagine it was the whole, but you could see, when I say whole, a circle, but we could see that there was a link. There's a link, a broken link, and it's as if the head is really looking for it. It's bent. It's like perhaps like saying, like when one crouches, it has that kind of it gave that kind of feel. On the other hand, I can see very much that it's a vibrant figure. It's seeking for partnership. It's like it's got a personality that is that seems extrovert, but really in actual fact it's introvert, because it's just about loyalty, wanting to link up. So now let's go back to Sarah, when her name now was changed to Sarah. So this would be H, and this would be 8. Now we can see, now that gives me something to see how 8 has just been formed here. So I had 9 right here, but I could just do this. So basically, we are seeing that 9 is it's where 8 really breaks off. It's like piece of the link has just dropped off. So let's look at that. And of course, to have a child, there is that wholeness, or the womb. This is like representing the womb, the 8. It's like it's gonna have to be set in place. And of course, to say the word set, it equals 17, which is the God number, S-E-T, and it's 152. So there we have 152 is 8 when we add this up. So that's the set. Here we say it's the set God in motion here. So in actual fact, it's fair to say Saturn is the one who who's when the child is in the womb, or the womb, there's that formation happening there, because we have the 14 gods we need to remember as well. And there was one god who Set. So the god Set, which is in number which is in chapter 1 of verse 17, we can see how significant that Set is, that it's not only the word Set, but it's also on the 17th verse, which really shows its true character as that which is Set. Okay, so do join me again on the next presentation for the number 7. I think we'll have one more, and then of course we'll move on to 8, number 8. Okay, thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this fun. Now let me see if there's anything real fun on number 7 that I need to say. I need to remind you that we were created on the 6th day of the 6th day, and of course the 7th day of rest. That's what we are. Now we have seen that number 7 had equal 2, which is rock, which is foundation, which is Sarah. I think I did do, I hope I did do Sarah. I didn't add it up, but it came to 20 anyway. I just recall it came to 20. I didn't add it up, so but it's 20. And so, well, let's just do that, because it's always good to really see for yourself. S-A-R-A-H. This is 81911. So, oh, pen 11. Okay. So this is 9 and 9, 18, 19, 20. So there we are. Okay, and of course it equals south. So we can see how all that coordinate correlates very perfectly, because there we have the 2, meaning like it's saying, it was saying, and it was very pronounced in that sense, that it depicts that Abraham had the 2 sons. So this is the 2 sevens here that we are talking about, and those 2 sevens now encapsulate the 14 gods that we have seen in Genesis of chapter 1 and 2. Now, and of course, now that story gives me a clear indication of how the gods play out. So we had one God, of course, who had his sons, Isaac, I think it was the father, or Jacob. Jacob actually became the father of 12 generations, or 12 sons. And then we had Isaac and Esau. It was Isaac and Esau, but there was also, so there was 2 sons. Yes, so basically that was saying that was the foundation. The 2 sons were representation of the foundation, that is rock, which was that which was given to Sarah in her name as Sarah. Okay. So these are the things that's very beneficial for us to see how the numbers play out. So number 2 here is really foundation set in the rock, which comes as the number 13 as well, under the sacrifice template. We see that it's 2 that forms the bond. This is where Christ talks a lot about agreement and says, where 2 shall come in my name. This is another very beautiful, most delicious presentation, or essence of a presentation that I have gathered, because where 2 or 3 come in my name, there it shall be given, or something according to the Father which is in heaven. But this is really showing the interplay of the meaning of the messages that are there for us. So I have to say that when Christ speaks about the 2, where 2 or 3, so we see 2, when we do the numerical value for 2, it comes to 13. So 2. 2 is 2. We know 2 is bond. And 2WO. We have been given a gift of wisdom so delicious is really untrue. So there we have 7 plus 6 is 13. And that is the representation or the amount of people at the table of the Last Supper with Christ. That's why he says, where 2 or 3 come together or ask of something in my name. So we see how 2 is there and name come in with that name. Name is 6, of course, but we'll go into this another. And I just hope this pen, okay. And it's 2 or 3. So let's do 3. And here, this is very interesting. So this is 5, 5, 9, 8, 2. There we have 10, and 10, 20, plus 9 is 29. So 29 is 11. 2 plus 9 is 11. I hope people really get that the Bible is a mathematical book. Okay, so basically 2 plus 2 is 11. 11 and 1 plus 1 is 2. It is just really, the text is showing the power of agreement and the power of doing, the power of agreement, the power of coming in communion with another, the power of bonding, the power of bonding. When I saw that, I've got to really do another thing on this, but it's just so delicious. I hope you get it. So it's really something here. We could say that this is a text that can be taken very literal, but it is something that is important for people to understand, that the scriptures, because that too that it's talking about, we have that makeup within ourselves. Looking at the number 7 already, looking at the number 7 with that text where 2 or 3 come together, it's that saying, it's already saying of the 14 gods, where you have once, okay, of the 14 gods, there is 1 7, say it was from the generation of Jacob, and the other 7. But I'm just saying there are 2 7s. So basically the 2 7s come together to be 14. And when we add 1 plus 4, that equals 5, because that 5 in itself is telling us this is Christ. Christ. It is Christ, and it's also Eve. So I'll do the numerical value. This is 9912. So there we add 3 plus 9, or let's do it like this. This is 9, 9, 18, and 2, 20. And 20 plus 31 is plus 20 plus 11 is 31, and 1 42. So Christ is 42. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then we also have Mother Eve, which is what Christ was talking about. All his teachings was 5, 4, 5. We can see 5 plus 5, 10 plus 4, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. And there are much more to 5s, but it's to show you, and just to put it all together to show you that with Mother Eve right here, we see that this is where Mother Eve, with the having the numerical value of 5, is right here. This is where Christians teach, when you are in Christ, you are a new creature. We get to this new. This is where you are with Mother Eve, which is the serpent, which is that which gives wisdom. She's forever giving us and feeding us. So even when we are challenged, or we feel provoked, or we feel that sinful, whatever it is, that is Mother Eve enriching us with her wisdom. She is presenting to us the opportunity to think, the opportunity to acknowledge, to say sorry, to be humble, to be forgiving, to be kind, to be nurturing, because in essence that's what she is. So she is the serpent. She's, of course, we have been taught to be fearful of her, but it's that we ought to be in reverence of her, because that's what she has deposited within us. Here she says, behold, I have given you all fruit bearing tree after it, all tree bearing fruits after its kind. Well, with seeds. And so I may say them back to front, because yeah, I don't quote words for word, although unless I'm doing the numerology, I like to do that. But this is what she has given, the fruits with the seed in them. So meaning when we are presented with something, she is more or less saying, find the seed in that, and to find out, then you, when you find the seed, to realize whether you're going to plant it, or what soil are you going to plant it in, because there you know wisdom. Seek wisdom. Okay, thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this fun. Of course, now we are looking for our order 7, but we have got that 7 within us. We already have, which we could say that in these 2 sevens, they come like the male and female aspects of our being. And of course, as I said before, now we also understand how the chatter goes up in our minds. So we have so many thoughts going in our minds, because we are the result of 14 gods. Okay, thank you very gladly. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this fun. Do like and subscribe. Please leave your comments and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-love. Be bliss-filled. Be filled. Be ignited, because we are planting new seeds, and spill over with love. Namaste.